Hey everybody, welcome to Happy Suds Heads Up. Today we have Knights of Pen and Paper Plus One Edition. This is actually one of my favorite Android games, and it's finally coming to the PC. And we're gonna check it out. It's they've added a lot of stuff to it, though all those additions are coming to the mobile versions. But it's still kind of the great turn-based RPG it always was. Obviously, one of the biggest things they've changed, you can see right here, the game was normally a vertical display, so basically, this I don't know what you'd call this door, gate, this gate right here, I guess, it looks like the top of the gate. The vertical sides of that, that's about what you would see in the Android version at any given time. At least on my Android version of it. And now you get all this extra side stuff. You get that Bugs Bunny hole right there, which I noticed that reference a while ago. It's like, that's a cool little addition. So let's jump in. Let's play it. The basis of the game is basically turn-based fighting. There's a bunch of other systems around it, but that's the basis of the game. So collect 5 black stones, sure. And you get a bunch of dialogue around it. There's a decent little story here. Oh, let's see. King at sunset, Castle King told me what happened. He believes broken stone fragments, yada yada yada. Fight monsters in the forest, 4 stone fragments. They probably glow at night. Go to ancient jungle to investigate. Alright. So you get a nice big map to travel around, and traveling is its own little thing. Alright, let's check this out. So, we're fighting now. Now that we've kind of traveled out of town, as you can see, everything's kind of based, a lot of stuff is based on dice rolls. You know, sleeping, traveling, there's other stuff as well. And, let's just jump into a fight, just kind of get right into the main gameplay. So I just need to fight, I need to find 5 things. We get them from fighting some guys. Why don't we fight, a cob, and 2 vine traps. And I really like for any fight, you can just set the amount of enemies you want. Even for quest stuff where it's like you need to kill 7 X monster, you need 7 of X monster. Well, then you can fight 4 of that monster, stop, rest, and then go fight another 3 of that monster. So it's adaptable. It really allows you to kind of pace how you want. So combat is basically attacks and abilities. You get abilities leveling up, items, defending, running away. Fucking, it's an RPG, man. You do RPG things in this RPG. Oh. Let's see what we got here. Nobody needs healing, alright. So as you can see, I've got a warrior, a cleric, a rogue, and a mage. And the character creation is kind of interesting in this game. We'll kind of go into it deeper in a little bit, but basically the way it works is characters aren't so much... Characters are 2 things. They are their class, but they are also the character that is playing them. And they're all, like, just random people. Like, for example, my cleric is an alien. My rogue, you can't really tell from the back like that, but he is a pizza guy. My warrior is the rocker. And each one of those characters has their own bonuses that they get for being that character. In fact, we'll show that right now. We got a bunch of stuff. I don't think I have enough money to actually buy a 5th character, but I should yet. I'm short. But I can show you what character creation looks like at the very least. So as you can see, you get a bunch of different people. Little brother, hipster, gamer, hinks, and they all kind of have their own class and bonus that they get. And then you have the various classes to go with. And there are some unlockable stuff. I know you can unlock all the developers in a quest somewhere as players. And you can unlock, I think there's like 4 or 5 extra classes to unlock. I know I unlocked Barbarian in the mobile version. I haven't unlocked anything else in that version yet. But there's a good extra 4 or 5 classes to unlock. And then all the classes have like a decent kind of variety to their abilities. So for example, the Paladin has, you know, a passive thing that gives him extra HP and extra threat. Threat is aggro. And then a thing that allows him to heal himself. Extra defense for a couple turns. And a leader strike that raises his threat and does some... It has a divine bonus to his attack. And it feels like some of these abilities have been remixed a little bit for this +1 version. For example, I think it's this guy where Strike used to, I want to say Strike didn't always add a weakening effect, but it does now. And yeah, there's some other stuff as well that I wasn't sure always added the stuff it does. I definitely feel like they've kind of tweaked things a little bit. So what do we get? We need to collect another 2 black stones, so why don't we fight... We fight a couple cobs. We'll fight 3 cobs. I'm feeling cocky. You know, it does kind of show the monster levels and stuff like that. You know, it's kind of just an RPG in spots, but it's a good one. It's a damn good one. That's the thing. Like, there's a lot of variety to the combat, and it feels like you can kind of do a lot with it. What you're fighting and kind of what you're dealing with all kind of seems to work. I've had a lot of fun with this game on the Android, and I've had a lot of fun with it. I've only played like an hour of it here so far, but I've had a lot of fun with it here as well. The biggest kind of complaint I've seen around about it, and I don't really feel it as much, but I can kind of see why people might feel this way, is the price of it. On the PC, it's $10 for the normal version and $15 for the deluxe version, which has a bunch of stuff in it. It has, what's it got? There's a special guest character, which is actually my mage there, of the Yellow Wizard from Magicka, which gives you a passive, that character gets an extra passive 20 MP. There's an extra farm village map specifically made for farming experience efficiently, and has its own exclusive monster, a sci-fi pack for the bedroom, which I'll explain what that is in a second, and a free 800 gold. And then in the main game, all the new stuff in the +1 edition is new dungeons to explore, monsters, traps, and treasures, and power bosses. The tavern, which allows you to stash and switch out party members. More options for implementation during battle. And extended campaign filled with lots of new content. Now, the reason people have been feeling a little antsy about the price is because, also I just realized Godswood Tree. The reason people have been feeling antsy about the... Oh no, that's not a Godswood Tree, that's a Pocahontas reference. The reason people feel antsy about the price, not to get off topic again, is, again, PC version is $10 or $15, the mobile version is $3. And all the content in this PC version is coming to the mobile version. Now, personally, I'm fine with that. I think, you know, you bought it on one platform, you're going to want all the content. And having it on my PC, so I can play it in 1080, and again, to actually sit on my PC and play it and not have to fucking tap around on a tablet, because I fucking hate tapping around on my tablet, it's kind of worth the $10, honestly. And that being the case, I don't feel like it's that big a deal. Now, the thing I'm not the hugest fan of, and it's something that's been in the game since the start, is there is in-app purchases. They're not too bad. It's $1 to $5. $5 is the most you can pay. And the amount you get for $5, 10,000 gold, is a lot. So just if you put in that extra $5, you probably won't ever need to put in extra money again. And you should, and realistically, you don't really need to put in any extra money at this, even to begin with. I've gotten nice and far in this game on the mobile version without putting in even a fucking cent, aside from obviously the initial $3 to buy it. But just in-app, I've always felt really kind of about in-app purchases, and having them in a $10 game does feel a little off. I do think they're fine. I think, and the fact that you can, and it's not pay to win. You don't need to spend money at any point in this game. I will say the rate at which you're earning money definitely gets a little slow later on. Just mainly because, you know, it's an RPG. You've got to grind. It's kind of what happens. I don't begrudge them for that. But, you know, I can see why people would be upset about it. As the sort of thing where if you are staunchly against in-app purchases, and you're staunchly against, you know, variable price points between platforms, yeah, I mean, all this game is going to do is get you angry. So keep that in mind. But if you can deal with those things, there is a really fun, really kind of fresh turn-based RPG here, and it's got a lot of kind of nice little references to it. For example, this game loves its video game references. There is a village really not far from here, which we'll actually try to go to after this quest, that is called Journey Village, and the first character you meet there is the character from Journey, like the indie opus of... Journey came out last year, right? Yeah, I want to say it came out last year. I feel like it's older than that, but I can't. I don't think it is. And there's like a sewer that's very Mario-esque with green pipes and mushroom monsters. And later on, at least in the trailer I saw for it, I haven't been there yet, there is a arcade level you visit with like Space Invader enemies and like what looks like fucking Donkey Kong and shit. So, you know, this game has its little quips and it's fun. Yeah, I think it's good. I love the music in this game. Music's great, and the The artwork is fantastic. They really do a great job with the pixel artwork. I'd say the only problem I have with this game in general, other than anything you might think with the pricing or net purchase or anything like that, is the dialogue is in general is pretty funny and good, but there have been points where there's just been a few errors in like just grammatic or spelling errors in the text, which is a little weird, and that's just a buddy of mine bugging me. I'll talk to him after we're done recording. So I leveled up. Let's put that into... So yeah, when you level up, you get a point. You drop that into one of your abilities. It's not your class ability. Not class ability, character ability. So why don't we pop that into Meteor, make that Meteor a bit more, a bit crazier. And we still need... Yeah, we got it. Let's go to Default Village. And by Default Village, I mean, let's go to Journey Village. Just so I can show you the video game references. No, he's like, I can't do another quest until I go back. But what I can show here is the other systems in this game. So that, you know, there's items you can buy. Yo, there's a shop. This is an RPG. What do you expect? I'm not going to show that. I've shown enough of that. But there's also the blacksmith, where at the blacksmith you have to spend money to upgrade your items. You can't upgrade things until you level up blacksmith a certain amount by buying other items. And an important thing is, this is something I fucking hated in the iOS, well, the original mobile version that they've since gotten rid of, is originally the game made you wait a real, like, I think it was like 6 or 7 hours, I think it depended on the item, between making an item and having it be done. There was crafting time, and you can speed it up with gold, which just screamed, hey, fuck you. But that's now gone in both versions. So I can press craft. He'll say, hey, this probably won't work. I'll say, sure, whatever. I failed it. I spent the money. But it happened. I didn't need to wait for 6 hours. Also, CAC towers. Sweet. So that's great. Now, let's show the bedroom. This is the other cool thing. So this game really embraces its concept of being pen and paper. And in that, you can buy all sorts of stuff for the room that will improve things. So, for example, I have, like that box, the table, that book there, that chalice, the walls, the door, the rug, the dungeon master, the pet. They all provide a passive bonus. So, for example, I've got Johnny 6. He came with the sci-fi pack for the bedroom, because the code they gave me was for the Deluxe room. Deluxe for game. And I get a +5 mana steal as a result of that, which is useful because you run out of mana quick in this game. Or the rug, for example, gives me a +2 to my XP, and etc., etc. And you can buy all sorts of new items to improve those abilities. It's a cool thing. I don't like this. There's an item that gives you more for purchase gold. That's a little flinty. Not a fan of that. But generally, like, you can buy also the fact that there's all sorts of cool items to buy for the bedroom and all sorts of cool stuff to unlock and do. Like, there's stuff in this game. It's pretty neat. I think for $10 on the PC, with what they've done to kind of improve all these side panels there, and to all the new content they've put in, even if it is going to be in your mobile version, I think having this game on the PC is worth $10, and I think all the extra content they've put in justifies buying it again. Like, if you've already beaten the game once on the iOS and haven't picked it up in a long time, the new content seems like a good excuse to buy it again on the PC. And it definitely feels like there's $10 worth of content here. I've seen, I can tell you right now that the main quest will take you a long time. I'm not even close to, like, I'm not very far in it at all on the mobile version, and I've put a good 4 or 5 hours into it. So you can get a good $10 worth of content out of this. It seems worthwhile. Why don't we complete our quest? And maybe do something else. I'll show side quests. Hey! You can fuck up traveling and then have to... If you fuck up traveling, you then have to fight on the travel. Okay, so, quest. Yay! They say some cool stuff. So yeah, it's very much, the storyline is very much a Dungeons & Dragons style storyline, which is obviously intended. Let's talk about side quests. Because every village, even aside from just your main storyline, you can battle whenever you want. These battles aren't random. You can just kind of fight whenever the hell you feel like it. Line up whatever the monsters are for that area and do a quick fight. We're just gonna level 1 enemies so I can just blow through them all, no problem. So, no big deal. And you can just do this whenever you want to, farm up some gold or farm up some XP. And you can see gold raises a decent amount. Like, what I've been seeing is, like, between, like no more than, like, 10 per round or so. So it's not great. Your gold gain is not great, but it's good enough. I mean, if you're not expecting to be constantly buying and leveling up things, it's fine. It could be a little faster. I feel like if they improved that a little bit, it would definitely dispel a lot of the complaints I've kind of been seeing around about the in-app purchases if they were to just increase gold gain a little bit, but I don't think it's that bad. And then the other cool thing is there are a bunch of side quests you can do. So right now, my quest is travel to Journey Village. That's my main quest, as you can see by the star. But there's a ton of quests in each village for you to do other stuff. And oftentimes they'll unlock things. Like, for example, this quest here, if I do this, it'll be the last mysterious quest that'll allow me to unlock the Hunter class. But Satchel of Gems, you've been chosen to deliver it. So it's just side quests. They're not story-related at all, but they're just an extra way to get some experience, get some gold, just something else to do. And realistically, buying, like, new weapons and bonuses and stuff like that is not super needed. The experience is the big thing. While you're definitely going to want to be getting that stuff over time, it's not like... I have never felt trapped in this game. And the fact that you can kind of fight as much as you want at a time, or as little as you want at a time, means that if you are having a hard time with a certain part, just... instead of fighting all 7 of those enemies at once, just fight like one. Just chill it. Just, fight one at a time. What makes this game... what I think the best scenario for this game is, kind of the best way to play it, is this is a really good side game. This is a really good game to have on a second monitor. You're not going to be playing it... you're not going to be really focusing on it, but you're having it in like a small window on a second monitor, or main monitor on a second monitor, just underneath a larger monitor, larger window. Playing, like, let's say on another monitor you are watching a movie, or, doing some work or whatever, and on the other monitor you have this game as just kind of like a side thing to do while you're waiting for stuff to happen. I spend so much fucking time encoding video. Because I record these fucking videos, and video encoding, can take a while. For something like this, it'll probably be about 40 minutes to an hour, where I'm going to be sitting there at my computer, not able to do anything heavy with it. I can watch Netflix, I can watch YouTube videos or whatever, or I can write a review or something like that. But let's say I wanted to play a game. There's very little I can actually play. Games like this Binding of Isaac, FTL is a great example. Smaller games. 2D, not very processor intensive, it's something for me to do on another monitor. And this game's great because it requires so little focus that should a problem pop up, should somebody start talking to me on Steam like you saw earlier, should something happen where I want to split my attention, this is a great game for that. So yeah, I'll show you the tavern quickly because it's got good music, really good music in this game. The music's great. Good, like, kind of chiptune music. I know I've been against chiptune music in the past, some of my reviews, because, I'm fucking sick of chiptune music. I think it's good here. It has a good feel to it. I really like the graphics. Again, for $10, you could do worse. So yeah, Knights of Pen and Paper, +1 edition, out now on PC, it's Steam Play, so Mac as well. Also available, obviously, on iOS and Android. That's been there for more than a year at this point. Though all that +1 edition content is coming very soon to the PC, not PC, sorry, the PC version. Is coming soon to the mobile versions. It's just waiting to pass review, I think, on both those versions, on both those platforms. And yeah, for $10 seems reasonable. I do think, if you are outraged and all that, there's a $3 iOS Android version. If you want to play that, that seems a way to go. I think $10 is not unreasonable. I think the game is worth $10, even if you can get it cheaper. And again, just like, I feel like they've done enough work here to justify it. I think the $15 deluxe version is not a great deal. The bedroom stuff seems okay. The farm map, you can farm pretty well on your own, and the extra character isn't super needed. And the 800 gold is useful, but I ended up blowing it all on failed blacksmithing by accident. 800 gold isn't going to take you that far anyways. I think for the extra $5, not super necessary that way. I think if you really want to spend extra $5 on the game, the better way to do is just say fuck it and blow the $5 on the 10,000 gold, which I'm not super in favor of that either, because again, I really dislike in-app purchases, and the fact that they sell gold feels a little skeezy. I feel like they really should increase the gold rate, but I don't feel like it's that big a deal, honestly. I think $10 is worth it. I think the amount they're pricing their gold at is perfectly reasonable, and that overall, it's a pretty cool game. It's worth checking out. So yeah, as always, I've been your host, Happier. This has been Knights of Pen and Paper +1 edition, and we're out.